Hello everyone, my name is Philip and welcome to the SkojSkull podcast. I got here with me Chris, better known as TDS Chris, Team Darkside Chris on all the socials. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, man. I mean, in the circumstances with the coronavirus stuff going on.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot going on.
I'm chilling.
I'm glad.
And how about you? Like, are you good as well? Over there, America, East Coast?
Yeah, it's going well. I've been chilling here. It's going pretty well. I've been off work and everything over here because of everything that's happening with the Corona stuff as well. So
how's
I'm
the
just waiting.
situation over there?
It's pretty crazy. Everyone is toilet paper for some reasons being sold out every day. We don't know why. I think
we don't know why.
Yeah,
but probably because like toilet paper is like so big, and when it's missing, it's the first thing you notice in the stores. Because like if you pick up one pack of toilet paper, it's huge, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe you notice that first compared to like small stuff that you can pick up in the store as well.
Oh yeah, and then people like reacting to it will probably be like, "Oh, I got to get on that as fast as possible because it's gonna leave," and then it's just a snowball effect essentially. But yeah, things are going pretty well over here though. Thank you for asking.
Over here, I think we're I think day 5 in quarantine now. But quarantine, like in terms of like Italy and France, for them it's crazy. So they cannot even go outside at all. They have to have a permit, or they have to go grocery shopping. But other than that, they cannot go for a walk. I don't know how they deal with the situation if they have a dog that they have to go let out. I don't really know. But for us, luckily in Germany, we can still go outside, but we have to be either alone or like we have to be together with people that we're living with anyway.
Oh,
so
damn.
In this case, it's okay, but we cannot team up or like hang around with anybody else, friends or anybody else or family even. It's pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh. I don't think we're that strict. I think the only like strict point was like you can't be in a group with more than 10 people.
Oh, okay, but that's a lot of people.
Yeah. And then there's also like, and then there's people in Florida that are just like, hey, let's all go to the beach. I don't know what's going on.
Some people aren't taking it seriously.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. But go back to you. We have been into the whole YouTube thing for around 6 years, I believe, right? Something like that.
So I did a few videos here and there, starting in 2013 even, but nothing too real, nothing too frequent. In 2015 was with For Ultimate, where I began making not full-time, but like content regularly. And that was when I started making with Michi, TDS, the old days, 10,000 subscribers. Yeah.
Nice.
Good times.
Nice. How was the game? Like, I never played the older games aside. I started with World. With World, yeah.
Are you planning to like play them later at some point?
I would love to, because I'm working on Generations Ultimate right now, so I'm slowly working my way back.
Okay, well that's good. On the Switch, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. So the thing is, it depends what kind of a gamer you are, right? For Ultimate, I think is a great game, and I think most Monster Hunter players agree. It's an awesome game, but I never really enjoyed that experience that you had with the 3DS, and so I didn't enjoy the game, but I would have enjoyed it a lot more if it was on a big console. And so when World was introduced and when we knew, okay, it was going to go back to the old home consoles, for me, it was going back home pretty much because I started with Try on the Wii, which was obviously big console. And that's the experience in Monster Hunter that I was always looking for and that was always missing for me personally. 2015, 2016, and even 2017, those 3 years was really difficult. Also, as a content creator, always having to make videos on this small, tiny like 3DS, super small display, like the hardware power wasn't that insane. The quality of the videos wasn't that great either then, obviously. So I wasn't that happy with that situation, but I was super happy, obviously, at E3 2017, I think, when they announced World, and that was cool.
Yeah, I never even heard about the game until World came out. I was Yeah, I was in Mouth Coconuts. He's one of my great friends. He's been talking about it a lot with me, and I'm just like, I never heard about this game. What is this? And then I got into it, and it's. I've been in love with it. It's such a great game. Such a great game.
Yeah, it's nice. It's just crazy how the popularity has developed with World, and it's definitely it's what this game. The potential was always there, but it was just that little bit of like quality of life, or that little bit of adapting necessary to make it appealing to the Western market. Because before it was super huge in Japan, it was like, I think after Pokemon, like pretty much the second biggest like gaming or media, like I think the second biggest game after Pokemon in Japan.
I can imagine
it's huge.
Unless it's Digimon.
Is Digimon still that big? And I mean, you take a look at the numbers, right? I mean, if you take a look at the numbers, so for Ultimate, for example, it sold about 1 million, a little over 1 million in the West, and it sold over 3 million alone in Japan. So Japan had like 3 times as many sold copies than we had in the entire West, USA, Europe, and I think everywhere else as well together. So that's pretty crazy already.
That is really crazy.
And it shows how big it was. And now the kind of, it has changed because now Japan is still pretty good, as always. But the West has now overtaken the number one spot of most sold copies. So obviously, like, we're a lot of people in the US and Europe and everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So Japan is just one country, right? So, yeah.
That is insane, especially now with like so many good games coming out with like Final Fantasy VII and everything too.
I mean, that's for me. Like, I've never played Final Fantasy. That's
I haven't played
the
much
kind
either.
of thing that I'm missing.
Yeah. Are you thinking of playing
People are hyping it like crazy. I mean, everybody on the Twitter feed, dude. I feel like it's even more crazy than Animal Crossing, which is already super crazy. Everybody on Twitter is like, look at my fish that I just caught. Look at my gym. Eric's like, look at my digital gym. Coronavirus closes all the gyms. I'm making the digital moves, man. Weird. It's insane. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was hilarious. I was like looking at my entire feed. I'm like, this actually looks like a pretty promising game. So I got it. I haven't got much into it because I've been working on so much like Monster Hunter content that it's just, there's so much going on right now, especially on Monster Hunter right now. It's going crazy.
Yeah, like we got, I think, an update now coming every single month. Because now we got the Furious Rajang and Raging Brigadiers, and we get next month we got Kolv. And then the month after we have Alatreon already. Alatreon. I still have to get used to the English pronunciation. Because in German it's Alatreon. And I always say Alatreon. But it's not Alatreon. It's Alatreon. I still can't get it right.
I don't think we'll ever get like a definitive answer for what pronunciation is actually correct.
But yeah.
But like when someone says something, I'm hyped. I'm really excited for it. When I first saw the trailer for Alatreon, I thought for sure it was Gore Magala because I saw the legs first, and I was like, "Oh, is that Gore?" And then the whole entire body showed. I was like, "Wait, what is this one?"
But you saw like the first moment where I was like kind of thinking about it was when we saw the map. So we saw the Safijiva map. So I was like, Safijiva map. It could be Fatalis. It could be Alatreon. Those were the two monsters I was anticipating the most, personally. Obviously, Gore Magala could have been there totally as well. So you're completely right there. But yeah, dude, I saw it very early when I kind of noticed Alatreon very quickly, and I was so amazed. Like my reaction, I didn't capture it, but I was I was screaming. I was freaking out, man. Because Alatreon is my most favorite monster, man. Like, I started with the 3rd generation. I started with Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii, and Alatreon was like the big flagship Elder Dragon at the very end of the online kind of play, like end game online. And, man, dude, in World, with the World graphics, and it's just going to be amazing.
It looks so good, and people are saying like all the comments I've been seeing on the video that I made for it. It was just like good luck, because I heard he's pretty hell.
I will see. I mean, it's been a while. They obviously have to adapt the monster a lot, change it a lot. The whole system, like if you play Generation Ultimate, so you probably know in the old games everything is more like turn based. Like you attack you wait for the monster and you kind of go to the right side and you attack again. You wait, like, and it goes like almost like a turn-based game. But in World, everything is so fluent. Everything, it doesn't feel as scripted, or like it doesn't feel as predictable anymore. And so those old monsters, I saw some people actually like complaining on Twitter, being like, oh no, it's another like refresh, it's another how do you say, if you bring another old monster back into the game, it's like not as much effort as if you were developing a new monster. And I'm like, what? The old monsters, they not only have to be completely redone in terms of visuals to match the new visual aesthetic, but also the whole way World works is so different, and they have to change so much. So excited, definitely.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really like. And then going back to Generations to see how like different things are, it's like there is definitely like a huge change, like you said. Everything feels alive in World. Like you go into the different areas and you kind of just see them roaming, and then you fight them, and it's really cool. Like random things happen to everyone during each hunt. It's really crazy.
Yeah, it's a great co-op game for sure. And in terms of co-op, like there's hardly any games that can beat this experience.
Didn't he get an award for like best sound design for like I believe?
Really?
I think so. Like with the sounds from like the monsters.
What? Didn't it win a bunch of awards? Are you talking about the Game Awards, right?
Yes. Like I think they won multiple awards, I imagine, but I think one of the big ones was like sound design, I believe.
Could be. I'm not exactly sure anymore.
I'm not totally
definitely.
sure.
I mean, I voted for it back in was it in 2018? I voted for it for the best game of the year, but I think it was didn't make that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, kind of stinks, but it's a game of our year. I think it's a game of the year in our hearts, I guess you could say. But let's talk about before you got started, because you started like around 6 or 7 years ago on YouTube. But where were you in like before that, like, or before you started going full time with content creation? Where were you before that?
So full time was actually last year. I went full time YouTube. So
oh really?
Not even that long ago. Not even a year ago at this point. It was last summer. Yeah, I was always doing YouTube. On the evenings after work and on the weekends. My colleagues always used to ask me, what did you do this weekend? And they were all like doing like amazing stuff, and like it always sounded so cool. Like I was hanging out there and I was meeting friends there, and I was like, I made YouTube videos. And then I always got that look like, okay, that nerd again sits in his room and just like plays games. Which is a bit true, but I mean, at the end of the day, I built like a business with it, which enabled me to go full time last year. And then when I left, they all were really surprised to see me leaving and doing this thing full time. Obviously, like it's not just all on me. Like I have an amazing team. Without the guys, we would never be as far as we are right now. We have like a lot of cool guys on the team, and they are very talented, and we all bring in our little things that we can do very good, and together we're a pretty good team, and that shows, I think. That shows.
Definitely.
And so that was the thing where I said last summer, I don't want to do this anymore, because it was super stressful. Like doing this for a certain amount of time, like 1, 2, 3 years maybe at most, for me was fine. But there was this time where I thought to myself, I wanna be able to concentrate and focus on one thing, and not like go to work and then be there and like be able to like. I was always giving my best at work, obviously as well, and then trying to give the best on the YouTube side, and it was really stressful to manage both things while having kind of a life going on at the same time, and the fact that World actually, because World, Capcom being so successful with the game was that reason alone, which made it possible to go full time, because the community before was so small. You could never, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to say never, but it would be really, really difficult pre-world to make a living off of Monster Hunter videos.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not enough people that watch your stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, so with World that changed, the community got like 5 times as big or even bigger than that, which is crazy.
Huge. It exploded.
Yeah. And we saw that like in when did the game come out? In January 2018.
Yes.
I think end of January. And then when it came out, like all of a sudden, I think we made so many subscribers, even though we weren't like, Michi and I were pretty much a 2-man team at that point. We're just 2 guys in that behind Team Darkside trying to kind of manage the channel and not let it die, which was really challenging at times. But we were just 2 guys, and we were also working full time. So for us, it was really difficult to push out enough good content. But even though we just pushed out a few videos, like we could see all of a sudden so many people coming to our channel and watching our stuff. It was, for us, it was kind of crazy.
I can imagine. Yeah. When was it that you saw that it was like, all right, we made it. This is it.
Oh, that's hard to say, because it's not like we made one video which was like incredibly successful and that kind of kickstarted the whole thing, and I'm like, oh shit, all of a sudden we're making now so much money and so many subscribers. For us, it was like a gradual kind of
incline. Yeah.
Yes. And so it became more and more clear. At the time where World released, I still didn't, like, when we started with YouTube, I never ever imagined to be able to do this as a job. As I said, the community was so small, like there wasn't any thought behind making enough money off of those videos, making even any money at all. Like the funny story is we started like monetizing the very first video on our channel at 35,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Before 30, like until 35, we never monetized a single video. So as you can see, we did this pretty much just for fun. Like we never even expected any money from it. But then, it got to the point where it becomes bigger, where you also spend more time because you want to grow the channel and everything. And as you spend a lot of time, you think to yourself, okay, like at this point, I'm sacrificing a lot of stuff. I need to be able to kind of monetize a little bit of my work to be able to put that much time into it. Mm-hmm. And that's when we started monetizing. And obviously at the time it was like almost nothing, a couple $100 a month, and not much. Yeah, that was still before World. And then with World, it started to grow and grow. And right now it's pretty cool because now we're already 2 guys doing this full time. It's me and also Vicery. We're already 2 guys full time. And the others are still doing this just in their free time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's really cool, though. Yeah, you got a big group going on. I don't know, how many people do you have in your group?
Oh, it's really difficult to say, because if I tell you everybody that's involved, it's a lot. Because we also have, we have one guy that's doing all the Japanese titles and descriptions.
I saw that, yeah.
We have the Chinese team that's kind of 2 main guys, but then there's also 2 more guys that are sometimes doing something. So technically it's 4 for our Bilibili channel. I don't know if you've seen that we have. There's pretty much the Chinese YouTube. For everybody that doesn't know Bilibili, it's in China, YouTube is blocked. You cannot access YouTube. You cannot access, I think, Twitter, Facebook, all these big social medias you can't access them unless you have a VPN. But so they have like kind of their own YouTube and their all own version of every social media. And for YouTube in the gaming and anime section, that's Bilibili. They all have Youku as well, which is I think more real life and stuff. But Bilibili is usually where you see gaming stuff and anime. And that's when we like. It's a funny story with Bilibili. I don't know if you want to know. Actually, why we even started this whole thing.
Yeah, tell me about it. That's actually very interesting. Yeah, go for it.
It's kind of crazy because, I read a lot of comments, and I think it was last year or at the end of 2018 already, where I saw a few comments of people and Chinese guys commenting under our YouTube videos. Hey guys, can I take your video and upload it on Bilibili? And I was like, what is Bilibili? And I googled Bilibili and I saw it's a video platform, a video sharing platform in China. And I was like, and then I went on this platform and I saw all of our videos where they're uploaded by random guys getting so many views, right? Like
interesting, yeah.
Some videos like tens of thousands of views, some even over 100,000 views, like a lot of views from just random guys with no subscribers. And so I was like, that's crazy. Can we not like make something? And then I saw that Linus Tech Tips. I don't know if you know that YouTuber. YouTube channel Linus Tech Tips. They're like a big gaming hardware channel pretty much.
Okay.
And they also have like a Chinese, like 10 million subscribers on YouTube, I think they have. And they have a Chinese Bilibili version of their channel as well, where they have a Chinese team that's like kind of doing subtitles and title translations for all of their videos too, and putting it on that channel. And then I saw that they're doing it, and I think they had 400,000 followers there.
Wow.
Pretty cool. And then I thought to myself, let's try this. If we're already getting that many views on our videos from random channels, we might do our official one. And then I did a tweet, I think, where I reached out to my followers and said, are there any of you guys that are Chinese that speak fluently like Chinese and English? And then a few people got back to me, and that's how we then started a team and started making videos there in China.
Wow, that's cool. And what's the growth on that looking like? Is it like doing
pretty
really
good?
well?
So we have now, I think, 130 or 140,000 subscribers.
Oh wow,
that's crazy. Started this. It's like pretty much now 1 year old. So we started this 1 year ago, and it grows, I think, almost as much as YouTube does. So barely behind YouTube, and just China alone. It's pretty crazy.
That's amazing. Yeah, I imagine since that's I don't know if that's that's probably not their only video sharing platform, but I guess that's like one of the big popular ones. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's for gaming it's the most popular one.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah.
Damn. That's really awesome. Nice. The team, right? So that's those guys, and then we have a few friends that are sometimes joining us on like 4-player speedruns that are not really in the main team. And then we have the main team guys, which is me, Michi, Vicery, Peppo, Deus, so it's the main team is like, a handful of people, but then we have a lot of other people that are kind of working with us semi regularly, pretty much. That's cool. That's a big groove. Yeah, I've seen like all the different profile pictures everywhere.
The colors, right?
Yeah, they're great.
Wait, no, do you mean those? Because there's a lot of TDS Cat profile pictures on Twitter. But those are not all members.
Those are just
like there's this guy called Asterisk. He's a modder in Monster Hunter. He makes Monster Hunter World mods, and I don't know why, he created kind of custom versions of the TDS cats. Maybe you can put them here on the screen. Yeah. If you do that. But I can send you after the podcast. There's over 50 different TDS cat profile pictures with kind of different country flags behind, or different kind of add-ons. Like if you're French, there's a baguette, or if you're Italian, you have like an Italian mustache on the cat, And so many people have those on Discord and Twitter. I see it all the time, but those are not members. Okay, These are just random guys that have those profile pictures.
That's cool though.
Yeah. That's kind of funny. That's like it became a meme. This new profile picture that we had.
It did. Yeah, I remember there was a time where you were kind of. They changed a few rules around on YouTube, and there's a lot of people that were really unsure about what's gonna happen. And YouTube precaution, I think you changed your profile picture to this one you have currently, and then you changed it back to your old one.
Yeah, and then changed it again.
Yeah,
it's a funny story because this whole COPPA thing, and YouTube themselves took this so seriously that you as a creator seriously had to like take this seriously as well. Like especially if you're doing this for a living, like what might happen? You're gonna lose your job because you can't monetize your content anymore, because that's what it would be at the end of the day. You can't monetize it anymore. but luckily this has kind of, cooled down a bit. It was also because some FTC employees, or one guy I think specifically, where there was one video where he kind of was really strict, and it sounded very scary what he said there. And this video was basically the only thing that we knew about FTC at that point. Mm-hmm. But then some big YouTubers luckily made some some interviews and stuff with some FTC management board people, and then they got like a bunch of really useful answers, which is it's only really going to affect those channels who are clearly targeting like kids, like toys reviews.
Yeah.
And I think even Pokemon YouTubers, which is technically a game, which is I think 6 years and older or something rating, or even 3 years or something like that.
I don't think it's 3 years, but it's a very young rating. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But so even they are safe now. So we as Monster Hunter creators are pretty safe.
Yeah,
so,
I think we're pretty safe.
My goodness. Luckily. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we started making those disclaimers in the videos and putting disclaimers in the description.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of show a potential FTC reviewer, if he's clicking on that video, that this game that we're covering is for rated teen and above.
Yes.
Yeah. But that we're not doing this anymore because it's not necessary anymore. And because of that, we were able to go back to our more cute looking profile picture, which the idea was to change that to not give a too much childish targeting expression on our channel if you go there for the first time. Because if you go there for the first time, you don't know the content, and you see this green with the cute cat and the big eyes, and you might think, if you don't understand pop culture, if you don't understand gaming, like you might literally just think this looks like kids, it's bright flashy colors. Is one of the things that YouTube even listed as an example of the content that might get striked. Like bright flashy colors, cartoony looks. It's exactly what our profile picture was.
It is resolved. There was a video I did take down on my channel. They didn't take it down. I took it down myself.
Oh, really?
It was because I read about it a little bit, where I had my younger sister, like, I was playing the game, but she was with me, and I had her guess the monster names of each one we encountered. So I was just like, I took it down mostly because I didn't want, because I heard somewhere where if the game has a mature rating and you have a child with you in there, like for a video, it's kind of, I'm not sure how strict that is, but I was worried about that, so I just took it down anyways.
Yeah, that's scary, man, right? So you got to be safe. Better take that one video down than to risk something. And I think that's how all of us thought at that point. It was very scary.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. But where from one thing to another, for where things are now, how do you feel with where things are now for you?
You mean in regards to the whole Kappa FTC situation?
Not Kappa, just in general.
In general, right?
Yeah.
Things, YouTube things, or
just social media, where you are now, like how do you feel?
Where we are on social media. I mean, we're doing all right, I think, in terms of how we're doing in terms of growth with the channel. I'm how do you say this? I'm totally fine with that. I'm okay with that. I think we're doing all right. And I mean, just the community. Maybe you're already hinting towards what happened recently with the whole speedrunner community and non-speedrunners, and a little bit of of a situation coming up on Twitter.
Okay.
Do you mean that? A little bit,
no, I wasn't talking about that. We could get to that. But I was just talking about more in general of like where you are now in terms of like, because you do this whole thing full time now. And I was just wondering if you're happy in the position you are now, or do you plan on doing more stuff in the future? Like, is there anything that you're building up to?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, yeah. So
I should have been more specific. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a good one. So Yeah, I'm for now. I'm really happy with how everything is working out. I'm definitely trying to always change it a little bit. And the thing is, I'm trying to make the content a little bit more personal. I think that's what a few content creators in the community are currently doing. I think Eric's is doing it a little bit. I'm trying to get into it a little bit. I'm starting to put my camera into extra Monster Hunter videos. So when I make like build videos or any tutorials, non-speedrun content, I try to like put myself more in there, like make it a bit more personal, make it a bit more fun. Try not to just literally go full out on content only, but that's something that's going to take a while. That's going to take a while to get into and to improve. And have you seen that video that I did the other day about the Safi sticky build?
I haven't seen the sticky build. I actually used your Safi bow builds to help me out with figuring out. Yeah, I helped it. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that one was.
So thank you.
Pretty happy with that video too. But the sticky was the first time that I put myself with the video with my camera into like a Monster Hunter video. Mm-hmm. So we had a face reveal already last year, but that wasn't like the big thing. But for me, it was kind of like a big shift in how I do content, because it wasn't just like a scripted thing that you just you script something and you read it. You record it and you edit something, but you record your whole like with the camera your whole body. So it's a different thing, and that's what I'm currently trying to get into. Obviously, we're still going to continue with the content that we're currently doing. Mm-hmm. So the guys are still speedrunning. We're still doing like funny like experiments, challenges, but also a little bit tutorials. So we're keeping the same content, but making it a bit more personal here and there where it fits, pretty much.
For sure.
So that's the plan for this year.
That's a great goal. Quality over quantity sort of thing.
Oh yeah, dude, that's our motto always, dude. If we're not happy with it, we might just not upload for a week or 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, when we upload something, like we want to know that we want that all of our viewers or subscribers know that when we upload something, it's worth clicking on, right? So 100%. That's something also that I think we built up over time, this kind of feel. We're not there yet 100%, but I think we're on a good way. And people kind of, I think, more realize that the quality of our videos, because it wasn't like that always. In the past, we did upload a few videos here and there, which we were like semi-happy with. Mm-hmm. But I mean, since 2019, I would say we upped our standards month after month, and at the point where we are now, we're like super critical with ourselves. Is this really good enough? Like, should we upload this? Can we improve this? Is it, And I love that. Like, I love putting out quality content. That's what I love so much about YouTube, and why I'm more on YouTube than I'm on Twitch. Because YouTube for me is more, you can put more time into it. You can polish it so much until you have like this final high quality product. And as soon as you are 100% happy with it, you can then click on publish. And then everybody sees in like a 10-minute video, like has a good quality in there. And the quality of dozens of hours that went into that one video. But on Twitch, it's like you it's cool too with that, with the interaction with viewers. I don't know if you know what I mean, but that's why I'm not that much of a Twitch streamer than I am a YouTuber, I guess.
Yeah, so yeah, it's very different compared to with Twitch and YouTube. It's very different.
It's different. Yeah. How is it for you? Like, do you stream too, right? Do you have a Twitch? Do you have a YouTube?
Yeah, I have a Twitch and YouTube. I try to do as much with YouTube content as I can. With Twitch, I've been streaming like 3 or 4 days a week or something like that. And I love the interaction. Especially even with the other games other than Monster Hunter. Like if you play like a story-based game or something like that, it's like sitting on the couch and having a friend kind of like experience the game with you kind of thing. And I really like that aspect. But yeah, with YouTube, definitely cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, and with YouTube and stuff like that, like you said, it's like producing quality content what you're happy with, and if there's not a video that you're not happy with, you can scrap that idea and then go with another video idea and then post it, and people can watch it, and it's really cool. I love I love both platforms. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
100%.
How are you going to manage this in the future? Do you want to like put more effort into YouTube? Do you want to do more Twitch, or do you do both, like 50%? How do you manage those two platforms at the same time? Because it's not easy. I know how it is to do both things.
Yeah, it's it's definitely not easy. I try to manage it as best I can. Right now, I can only create YouTube content because my PC isn't running the best right now. But yeah, I kind of manage it by whenever new content comes out, I get right on top of it, try to make a video about it, and like make my first hunt with it. And then I guess, what do you mean, like, with managing? Do you mean, like, how do I balance it between work and...
Yeah, I mean, that too. I mean, you're not doing this full time?
No, I wish.
So, like, I experienced the same thing, though. Like, I was going to work 5 times a week and doing Twitch, like, 3 to 5 times a week. Yeah. And doing YouTube videos, like, 2 videos a week. And it's tough.
It is.
Yeah. So.
It is super tough. I guess,
dude, you gotta get a new PC, man. That's the most important thing. But you said you ordered one, right?
Yeah, I ordered a few new parts and everything that I'm gonna be upgrading.
You building it yourself? Are you building it yourself?
Do I what?
Do you build it yourself?
I got help to build it.
Oh, you know somebody?
Yeah, I have my cousin of mine and a lot of friends online that said that they're really excited to help me, kind of assist me build it as I put the parts in. So I'm excited about that.
Online as well? So you're doing it in a stream?
No, I'm in a Discord call.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a lot better if you have somebody like physically with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless you have like a certain level of base knowledge yourself about PCs, if you know kind of how it works, that's enough. Having like somebody in a Discord call. Because I did it when I built my PC for the first time. I kind of knew it on a theoretical standpoint. Yeah. Which parts go where. I've seen it multiple times on many videos, but I've never really done it myself. But in this case, I did it myself alone, and I asked Michi a little bit via Discord. That was in this case good, but I had like a little bit of a base knowledge, which helps a lot. Unless if I hadn't had that, I think I would have needed somebody physically with me actually doing it.
Yeah, I have like some kind of base knowledge with it. Like I know kind of where things are and everything. So I have a generic idea. So I think I'm okay.
Okay, yeah, you'll be fine. Got some good tutorials as well.
Exactly. I saw also, looking back, you did a lot of speedrunning, of course. But actually, let me ask this. What got you into speedrunning? Have you speedrun like other games and stuff, or was it mostly
So I do have to say, I wouldn't really call myself a speedrunner anymore. I'm not really speedrunning that much anymore. I did a little bit of speedruns. I never was like, to be honest, I want to be realistic. I was good, but I never was like top of like players. There were always players that were ahead of me in terms of, I don't know, skills, and you need a lot of skills and talents to be able to be a really good speedrunner. And I wasn't always 100% that guy, but I did get into it a little bit. I did make my fair share of speedruns and a lot of 4-player speedruns also. And what got me into it is it's pretty basic idea actually. Playing this game so much, like with me when I was 15 years old, I played Monster Hunter Tri so much because I was addicted. And I played it in my summer holidays, literally every single day for 10 hours straight. And played it so much that like at some point you are completely done with everything. You saw everything, you know everything about the game, you tried all the weapons, you hunted all the monsters 100 times or more. Yeah. and you even did socializing in this game. Like I learned English in Monster Hunter Tri.
Really?
I learned how to type fast with a keyboard because I plugged my keyboard into the Wii, and the online chatting system in Tri was amazing. I met many cool people there, many friends. And, like, this game was just more beyond just a video game. And, you know, if you're at that point that you play this for 2,000 hours, then you're like, okay, dude, what do I do now? And then, like, a cool thing is, I mean, trying to optimize always, right? I mean, maybe that's me because I'm a German. I'm always trying to optimize shit. But, so the idea of trying to kill monsters super fast, and especially back in the day, it was with status and traps and keeping the monster chained with the perfect strategy of a status light bowgunner. I don't know if you're familiar with status light bowgunning, which was a huge thing in the old Monster Hunter games.
Yeah.
Where you would kind of practice a strategy which you need to know exactly when you shoot what, and you can't waste a single second, otherwise the monster breaks out of the lock. You're trying to lock the monster down with traps, sleep, KO, para, and you're doing it alone as a status gunner, and then you have typically 3 other guys. Back in the old games, it was with heavy bowgun, 3 other guys that were crouch firing with spears and dealing damage, and you were the one locking the monster down, and you could kill like the craziest monsters, like Savage Joe. Back in the day, it was the first time we tried Ultimate Savage Joe.
Yeah.
Kill him in like 2 minutes, and back in the day, it was so insane to think, like, even if you play with randoms, and just if you are with 3 friends, for example, and then there's one random joining, and you and your 2 friends are pulling the speedrun strat on the Savage Devil Joe, and the random is just literally there, just trying to, you know, hit the monster with his blade as much as the random can, and then the monster dies in 3 minutes, and then the guy is like, holy fucking shit, in the chat, right?
Yeah.
What the hell? How'd you guys do that? And like, it was so insane at the time. And that's when we try to like become better and then make YouTube videos. Because the cool thing is you make something, which is awesome, and then you share it. You make a speedrun, which is cool, and you share it on YouTube. Back in the day, obviously the YouTubers, the speedrunners were so small. Like Kanta had, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers. We had 5,000 subscribers during For Ultimate times, I remember. And it was it was just for fun, you know, sharing those speedrun strats and showing I'm the best player, you know, like always, I'm so good at the game. Yeah. I was fucking 16 or 18 at the point. I was a little kiddo. Yeah. But yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 25.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice.
How old are you?
I'm 21, actually.
21, dude. I would have thought like 24 or something.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, a lot of people think I'm older than I am. Probably because of the beard, maybe.
Yeah, probably that. Yeah, that changes a lot.
Yeah. I also noticed you did like these Monster Hunter cosplay videos things as well. Like,
oh, yeah. These were fun to do. I mean, I don't know why I did them. It was just, at the time, I think I found some really cool Monster Hunter cosplays, and I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. And then I thought to myself, make a top 10 video and say the top 10 Monster Hunter cosplays, and did that. I did 2 videos. Yeah, it was kind of cool, actually. Yeah.
There are a ton of really crazy cosplays.
Yeah, like some guys and girls are really crazy. There's talent with craftsmanship and photography. Everything's on point. I love that, dude. When everything's on point, you know, the cosplayer has a perfect armor and weapon. Mm-hmm. It's a perfect location where they are. Shooting, really good photographer, nice editing, and dude, that's always dope.
It looks so good. There's a lot of good looking ones. There was a lot of good looking Nagakuga ones. Zenogre.
Kirin.
Kirin
is the most cosplayed monster of all time because of the boobies, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. The female armor, it has shows a lot of skin.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, a lot of cosplayers, female ones, like to portray that. which is fine. So
that's totally fine, 100%. I think it's really cool. There's oh my goodness. Do you have like a favorite one? Favorite cosplay?
Favorite cosplay. If I think about Monster Hunter, I do have the one thing that comes to my mind is that insane cosplay from the Kulf Taroth cosplay. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Sweden.
Oh, that was recent, right?
It was. I mean, yeah, maybe like she was at Gamescom a half a year ago.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm super sorry, but like that was amazing. Have you seen that Kulf cosplay with the skirt?
Horns and everything? Yes, I think it went like viral or something like that across social media for like Twitter and everything.
Yeah, it went pretty big.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't even a professional shoot, it was literally just like a quick Instagram story kind of thing where she was doing 360 and went kind of viral. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I saw that. I was like, this is spot on. That was like really good.
Which one is your favorite?
I really like that one. I have to agree with you. That's probably one of my favorites. There were a few cutie ones and stuff that were my favorites as well.
I mean, Vampy did a few good ones as well. Like Stygian Sonogar, she did. Have you seen that one? The Dread King Rathalos was pretty cool too.
I might have.
Rathalos in Generation Ultimate actually, where you're playing right now.
Damn, I might have. I have to look into that.
Have you ever fought Dread King Rathalos yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. I might have seen it. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that point. I actually restarted my playthrough on GU because when I first played GU, I got kind of carried by my audience and just kind of like swept through the story because I just wanted to see all the end game stuff. And then I realized, wow, I'm not enjoying this because I'm not really using the like really good gear.
I mean, you should try playing the solo first because the solo campaign, the HP and everything is laid out to you doing it solo because you can only do it solo. You have the separation in those games. So if you do that alone, you are already in endgame high rank. Like you finish high rank with this. And what that means, you already have that part of the experience because you have to do it solo anyway. And then you can team up with people. That's also how I got into Monster Hunter. I first played Try. I did the story first, and I think I killed even the final boss monster. And then I did online. I think it was the right move to do that. 10 years ago.
I have to look into that then. Yeah, there is they have like all the village quests and everything for single player.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Quests. You have to do them solo anyway.
Yeah. I'll look into that for sure because it's a totally different storyline.
It sounds like you're already quite far, which means now I don't know how good it is for you to start with the story now.
I think I'll be okay. I'm only at rank 3 right now because there's so much Monster Hunter World content going on. I was gonna be like, I'll play Generations Ultimate. Never mind. There's a lot of Monster Hunter World stuff.
Yeah.
Especially with Safi right now. Like I'm trying to grind up like to get everything that I need from Safi.
Yeah, I mean, you playing on PC or a PlayStation?
Yes.
Wait. Yes, both?
Yes. I play on both.
Okay, that's definitely challenging. Yeah, it's a lot of grind, especially if you're on 2 platforms.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is. You main longsword?
No. I really rarely play longsword, actually. Peppo does, though.
Gotcha.
He's the longsword expert in our team. I play, when it's melee, I play a lot of Charge Blade.
Mm-hmm.
I really love Charge Blade, and World brought it totally back, in my opinion. Love that weapon. But I also play a lot of bow guns, and I can play bow comfortably as well. Like, I can play most of the weapons a little bit, but I play most melee is Charge Blade for me.
Nice.
What's your main?
Insect Glaive. I absolutely love it.
Oh, nice. Dude, you should really play for Ultimate, because Insect Glaive was up there in for Ultimate. It was really, really strong. World, unfortunately, it's not that powerful anymore. You don't really see a lot of Insect Glaives, at least on YouTube videos, that much. I think like on Xbox, Insect Glaives actually, I saw that in March, the insect glaive was the second most used weapon on Xbox.
Really?
The second most after longsword.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, what was it? The first? No, the second. 15% of players, I think, or 14% are using insect glaive on Xbox.
There's this one YouTuber, I forgot their name. It starts with a Z, I think. They use a lot of insect glaive.
Like a speedrunner or?
Speedrunner, yeah.
Okay, I'm not so sure.
I have to link you it then. I don't know.
Yeah, you should. You should definitely.
Mhm.
I don't know, but yeah, insect glaive is pretty cool. Are you? Is this the only weapon you're playing, or are you playing other weapons too?
I mess around with other weapons too, like whatever is really like good for the fight. Like for Safi, if there's no LBG user on my team, I usually go LBG.
You go sticky.
Yeah, I go sticky so I can break the wings.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and then I'm starting to learn Lance a lot more now too, and I'm loving Lance. It's great. The shield is nice.
Yeah, I mean, Lance is cool if you know how to play it. It's kind of basic.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny though. Like in the old games, it's so much more basic. Even like I don't know if you play it in GU, if you play guild style, which is pretty much the old school style. Lance is literally you have like 3 different moves. It feels like.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
There's I messing around with aerial dual blades because I could do mounts with the aerial, so it made me happy.
Yeah,
it's not the best.
aerial is cool.
But
I personally didn't really use it that much, but
mm-hmm.
it's kind of cool for many people enjoy it a lot. I think.
I heard like Valor is the way to go.
Valor is the most overpowered one, I think, in general, overall. Yeah, because Capcom tends to overpower things a bit if they introduce something new into the game. We saw that with Blast in 3rd generation. We see it with Charge Blade and Insect Glaive. Well, that was pretty good, well balanced. With the relic weapons, were the new thing in for Ultimate. They were OP, and in Generation Ultimate, it's Valor style.
Yeah. My goodness.
Always the new stuff. It's OP.
They've been doing a pretty good job with balancing things out. They're still working on trying to like mix everything and trying to make things work together, but they're doing a pretty good job. What do you think?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to make a game like that, and I think we're no video game company is perfect, but Capcom does a really great job with this game. I know there's this big complaint with the weapon designs, but now we got the good Bracky weapon designs. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really difficult. The thing is, which is really cool. I don't know if you've seen it, but the Helmbreaker was addressed in the recent update as well.
I heard about that, but I didn't really know much information about it.
So the Helmbreaker is the longsword's strongest attack. It's the one where you get fly in the air and you go down, and then you have this delay with the 7 damage numbers coming up. And this attack always had like this little bug where sometimes, like every 5% of the time where you use this move, let's say like this, you don't get the 7 damage numbers, the full 7 numbers, but you get less than that. And the thing is, this bug existed for a very long time, and with Iceborne, apparently it became even more frequent that it happened, and it never got fixed. And then so some of us, like Peppo and I, tried to help, and Triceps, and I think 269, a few, content creators, streamers tried to, bring this problem up to Socks, he was really always listening to us, which was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And he tried to communicate this issue over to Capcom Japan, and they actually now, it seems like they fixed it. Like, we have to do proper testing, so I cannot say 100%, but it seems very, very much like they actually fixed it. We're able to do this, which I talked to like a modder. It's a hitbox mapping might be a really difficult thing to do in video games, but they kind of managed to do it, obviously, because they're like a big video game developer company. But so that's pretty cool, right? So Capcom is listening even to a minority of a few specific people that are criticizing certain aspects of the game, listening to it, and if it really needs a fix, they are trying their best to do it. And I really, really love that. It's a great company. At the same time, they're bringing all those free updates, dude. Holy moly, everything for free. Whereas all the other game developers, you have to pay for that stuff.
it's crazy. It's insane. It blows my mind how much free content we're getting. Like with every new monster, I'm just like, I take kind of like a step back, and I'm just like, this is all free. What the hell? And then just like, I'm like more than happy to like buy the other stuff, like the room decoration or the like, make it the handler, Mr. X from Resident Evil.
That's such a nice connection that you kind of go out of your way, you buy stuff because you appreciate so much all the free content that you say like, man, that's so cool. Let me support them and buy the stuff that's not mandatory. Let me buy the optional stuff just to support them because they're giving so many free updates.
Exactly. I feel like great. It's fantastic. I feel like that's like pretty much the way to go as well with a big company as they have.
But they don't have like that's not often the case though. Like nowadays, companies are just trying to avoid that shitstorm that was happening with like Battlefront 2, where it's obvious, where it's really not okay. So they're trying to be like just below that, so they're making enough cash, but they're not getting that backlash, right?
They're doing okay now, I think, for Battlefront 2. I think so. Like
right now they do, but at the beginning, like I think they lost a lot of sales there, a lot of money.
I was excited for Battlefront 2 because I played the classic one on the PlayStation 2. I loved it. And then when they announced this, I was like, oh, cool. They actually have a campaign now and everything too. And then I was like, oh, it's...
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is cool, obviously. I mean, it's cool, right? But that's part of the thing. They rely so much on people being in love with Star Wars so much that they will literally be able to be willing to spend a lot of money on that stuff, and trying to make use of that specific aspect, and trying to that players would do so much for Star Wars because they love this franchise so much, and then bringing out a game which exploits the gamers a bit. Not great, but they're doing better now, right?
They're doing a lot better now with everything.
Did they fix? Is it more fair now, or what did they do?
They made it more fair. They have loadouts. They have, I don't know if they always had like loadouts, but they kind of balance everything out with the crate drops and everything. Like it's not like aren't super like if you get something from a crate, then you're overpowered. It's not like that anymore.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that's definitely bad. So that's great that they fixed that.
So I don't know if you started the charity group for charity hunters. Was it you?
I did start it. I think it was actually my idea, but I got a lot of support from really awesome people there. So it's basically a group effort, and I really really like that thing. Like it was last year I did the charity stream for the first time for Save the Children when I did like this 1,000 push-up challenge.
Yeah,
and we raised $2,000 for Save the Children, and I really liked that. It was really cool. And then I was like, man, it's just me alone. I'm not really that big on Twitch, right? So what if we literally multiple of Monster Hunter streamers work together, because I knew that there would be multiple streamers who really want to do something like this as well. So what if we team up and all support one campaign together? That was the idea. And then I reached out to as many of the streamer buddies that I had, and so we created this group, and we raised I think $7,000 for St. Jude.
That's insane.
Which was really cool.
That is huge. Yeah. That is honestly really huge. Like that's great. I believe Hernie was on it, Mouth the Coconut's on it, Noodles, FSCL Noodles.
Noodles Kanta was on it. He
nice.
He got the biggest amount at the end. Famedo.
Oh, nice.
Then there was Seth, and a bunch of others as well.
Pekko? Giancudo Pekko, I think.
He as well. Yeah, he as well.
Nice. There's a lot of awesome
many more
content. Yeah, there's a lot of awesome content creators involved in that. That was really cool. Yeah, Hernie was talking about to me about that on the podcast we did together. He really enjoyed it, and it was great. It was really cool.
Yeah.
With Have you done other charity work before too? You said you did one.
Not much. So in Germany, charity isn't that big like it is in the US. In the US, charity is like huge. In Germany, it's not that common, to be honest. Like we have also more of like a social security system here, which protects a lot of people, certain groups. Charity is not that huge, but that's why, because I was doing, I was becoming full time. I thought to myself, I might be able to now take on, new projects. One of it being sometimes doing those charity streams, and I already have one planned for the future. Again, I'll get back into Twitch at some point, and I grew this plant, this hot pepper plant that I got at Gamescom last year at the Monster Hunter Iceborne booth. Like they gave out those little pots with soil and a few seeds of hot pepper seeds. And Eric's got one too, by the way. And we took those home and planted those seeds in the soil and like watered it, and we put even like foil over it so that the water doesn't evaporate and stuff. And literally then for Eric's, he posted it on Twitter too. I posted it there too. Like a small plant started growing, and now I can show you. Actually, I can get the plant if you want.
Yeah, if you want, go for it.
Let me get the plant really quick. It's really, really cool, and I'm gonna use it in a stream. I'll show you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
This was a seed. This was a little tiny seed that I got at Gamescom.
Bro,
and
what the hell?
Look at this insane nice plant that grew. There's even like little flowers here. And there's
so
even now
nice.
hot peppers growing here. Below the flower is a hot pepper like coming out of there. And once the plant is bigger, right? Once it's like huge and there's multiple hot peppers, I'm gonna eat them on the stream when we hit certain milestones for the charity, right?
Oh gosh.
So the plant that I grew myself from the Monster Hunter World Iceborne booth at Gamescom, and I'll eat it for a charity stream while playing Monster Hunter. Isn't that the best idea?
That's great, dude. That is so good. Oh my goodness. Have you ever eaten a hot pepper before?
I'm not sure the exact translation to the German thing.
Oh.
Is it like a chili? No, right?
Like I've eaten a ghost chili pepper, and those are hell.
It's not a ghost chili pepper. That sounds kind of
ghost pepper.
Insane, though.
Yeah.
It just has hot pepper plant. I think it's the same thing that you use to craft the hot drinks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the idea is behind. So the idea was, in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, it's like the new Iceborne, the new Tundra region, right? And you need hot drinks for that. So that's the new thing. And so they had this idea with the seeds, which is amazing. It's a really cool idea. And this is what it is. Hot pepper. What you can craft in Monster Hunter. What you can craft hot drinks with.
That is cool. That is really, really cool. Do it. I would love to tune into that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So I'll put it here.
Sure. Did you have to like make another pot? Like grab another pot to be able to have it fully grow? Or
yes,
was
it was super small. It was like,
oh my
it
gosh.
was tiny. Before
Yeah.
it was really tiny. It needs a bigger one now too, but it really needs a bigger one.
Oh my gosh. How
Yeah.
big do those get?
What?
How big do those get?
I mean, at right now, it's definitely like this one is too small.
Yeah.
It's getting too small. So I don't know how big they get. I mean, we have to find out, dude. Like, I don't usually grow plants, dude. I mean, I don't know.
You're doing a great job though.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
So with Monster Hunter and everything, you recently did commentary for the recent event with Herney, which was really awesome. Dude, I just want to say huge congrats for that. That was...
Thanks.
You guys both did a fantastic job. I mentioned it on Twitter after the event, but you guys did great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. It was a huge honor for me as a German to be able to, be in the US and commentate the USA Championship.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. And I think Henry and I, we know so much about the game, and we both have our fair share of knowledge about speedruns. I think that was a really good idea to have us both, commentate on what's happening.
100%.
And, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice. It was cool. It was cool meeting you there as well.
It was awesome.
I met so many cool
meeting you.
people.
Hell yeah, yeah. It was there were people that I knew for years that I got to meet there for the first time because of that event.
Right.
It was so good.
Same.
Yeah, I got to meet my close friend Brian Lee Jitsu.
Yeah.
I've known him for a while.
He's super cool.
He's really cool. He's a really great guy.
Yeah.
I got to meet like a lot of the other people there too, which is great. And yeah, it was well worth there was a lot of. It was like a $20 event to get in there, where they basically gave you back over $200 worth of like everything.
That's typical Monster Hunter Capcom. That they're not predatory in the slightest. Like they're just so nice to the community. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's so great. Like it's so many companies should literally take them as an example.
Really? Yeah, they really should. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Was there anything that changed speedrunning when Iceborne came in for you?
Oh, yeah. Ooh, it's changed so much. I personally loved Greatsword. Greatsword was my favorite melee weapon in before World. And with World, the whole game changed so much, and Greatsword changed a lot. It's still a great weapon. It's still a great weapon. It's still fun. But in terms of speedrunning, there's one aspect missing, which is like positioning and timing a little bit, especially positioning. And it's literally, it's more unga bunga in Iceborne. It's more, you just always try to chain into the true charge slash and trying to, hit the weak point. In the old games, it was like so precise. You had to be so precise with positioning and timing and with the combos that you had at your disposal, which was a lot less. And it was Greatsword speedruns were so amazing to watch. I don't know if you've watched any old school Greatsword speedruns.
I have not.
I can link you some.
Yeah,
they're so fantastic, and you can see exactly the skill level of the players because they know exactly how to exploit certain moves and everything. And so this whole thing just changed so much. And in terms of speedrunning, I don't like World that much, but I see the big picture as well. And a game itself, it's a lot better. It gives you a lot of a better experience for most players, which is ultimately the direction that Capcom has to go. So ultimately, we speedrunners have to accept that there's changes now with the clutch claw as well, and changes that we might not like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe the clutch claw is something that in general many people don't like, so maybe that's not even a speedrun thing. But yeah, it's the game is not developed to be speedrunned; it's developed to be played, right?
Oh yeah.
And we speedrunners, it's one of our challenges to literally take what we have and to make the best of the situation that we find ourselves in. And it might not always be easy. Yeah, well, if you're a speedrunner, you got to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how I see it, but yeah.
Yeah, speaking of that, I don't know if you want to, with the whole situation that happened, I don't know if it was because of the Festa or something that happened from the Festa, the situation that happened between the speedrunners and the, I guess if you want to say speedrunners and casual players, I don't know, but I don't know if you want to hear my point of view with it, but
sure.
I feel like
super interested to know.
It's just a game. In the end, we're all here to enjoy it with however we want to enjoy it.
Wait, did you say it's just a game?
No,
don't show this to Ninja. Don't show this Ninja if he says it's not just a game, bro.
Oh
you already lost twice.
I lost twice?
Yeah, you already lost twice.
I'm sorry. But I meant in the sense of like, you enjoy it how you want to. Like, either if it's speedrunning, that's awesome. If it's like casually, that's awesome too. Like, it's people have different ways of playing the game. In the end, people just enjoy it in different ways.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. And the thing is, we have to be aware of that, and we have to, respect other people's different opinions and ways to play the game, and also tolerate and be able to like a little bit put yourself into the shoes of the opposite party, which is, as a speedrunner, for most speedrunners, it's really difficult to picture themselves into the shoes of somebody that literally started playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
for them, the game is so different, and like how they approach things is different, and how they behave in the community. Ultimately, I think that the whole problem is that, the thing is, there's a few casuals who, like, let's say not casuals, let's say non-speedrunners. There's many non-speedrunners that post like hate comments. But you can't do something about that. That's always happening. You always have haters in every community.
Yeah.
But there's also a few speedrunners that are behaving in a way that is not exactly beneficial. And the thing is, in order to get to like a good solution, we have to address the speedrunners more than we address the non-speedrunners, because we cannot address everybody. There will always be some random people that are posting like comments against speedrunners that speedrunners might find, offensive. And that will happen.
Yeah.
And we cannot change that. But because there's so many people, the question is, how do the speedrunners deal with the situation? We can affect them, because that's just like a limited amount of people in the community that also most of the time have a bigger following. They sometimes have 10, 20, 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. So they have a little bit of a following. So they should be aware of their own responsibility, and they should be aware of how to deal with non-speedrunners that don't understand speedruns, that might comment something that is wrong. But how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it out of the perspective being somebody that knows more about the game? Obviously being somebody that can play the game better. It's not toxic to say speedrunners are better at the game.
No.
They are better at the game. They have to be better, otherwise they can't speedrun the game. That's totally normal. But that doesn't mean you can act like however you want. Yeah, if you are better, and if you have, that doesn't mean you have to show it to everybody all the time. And if one guy is a little bit, offensive against you, don't just fight back all of a sudden. But like take the role of the more responsible, older, more wise person in the argument, with like kind of the kid that doesn't know how speedrunning works, and either ignore hate or try to solve it respectfully, but don't fight back, because then more non-speedrunners get the impression of certain speedrunners being toxic. Certain speedrunners, and certain speedrunners are a little bit toxic, unfortunately. But then they take that and portray this image of a toxic speedrunner towards all the speedrunners, and they're like, "Oh, speedrunners are also toxic." And then speedrunners hear that, like some people say that they're toxic, and then they try to defend themselves.
Yeah.
And it's all back and forth. Whereas it's just a matter of how do you deal with criticism as a speedrunner, in my opinion. How do you deal with the situation that you are better at the game, and you don't have to like act like inappropriately. And it's just be respectful, tolerate other people, and there might be, and other people, just because they don't speedrun, just because they're a little bit worse at the game, doesn't mean they can enjoy the game however they want. And like some non-speedrunners, they might enjoy like lore. They might know more about the game in terms of, the backstory on some stuff. For example, like Kushala, when it's white, when it's gray, and when it's brown. Dumb example. That's some Monster Hunter nerd stuff, which is kind of cool. But some people are interested in that. Some non-speedrunners, and speedrunners like tend to make fun of that stuff, because they're like, oh, they're just about killing stuff fast, which some people don't care about that stuff. They don't care about killing stuff the fastest, most efficient way possible. They just want to have a good time with their friends, enjoy the game, and it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Leave everyone, what you said, leave everybody, their own ways of enjoying the game. Tolerate that. And, as a speedrunner, you have the following. You are the one responsible in a scenario where there's hate, to deal with the situation appropriately. They are the responsible ones, not the other side, because they don't have the followers. They don't know. They don't. If there's always going to be a few guys that are disrespectful. There's always going to be a few guys. How do we, as content creators, deal with this? This is the big thing, and many speedrunners don't know, unfortunately, and that's really bad. Many don't know how to behave if you have a following. You have to take responsibility.
Yeah. I feel like that was well said.
Like I talked with Fumetto, like he we also wanted to talk about this specific topic, like in more detail, in one of their podcasts. But then also inviting somebody that's heavily invested in the community but doesn't speedrun at all, who is kind of more sees the perspective of somebody that like literally doesn't know anything about speedruns. And then at the same time we have Femedo and Jin Fury on the other side that like speedrunners, hardcore speedrunners, and I'm going to be there, I guess, kind of in the middle, understanding, I guess, both sides a bit.
Yeah.
And then we want to talk about this, and we want to kind of bring the message at the end, because, you know, ultimately, we all what we always tend to forget is the game that we all play the same game. We all play Monster Hunter, and it's still nowhere near as mainstream as like Fortnite or Call of Duty or Minecraft. And so we have this certain community, and we all enjoy the same game. Doesn't that already make us very similar? Shouldn't we like embrace the fact that we all enjoy the same game no matter how we enjoy it? And we always forget that if we're in that bubble of the community, of Monster Hunter community, right? You forget that like you're in literally the group of people that only play the same game. All of them play the same game. It's so cool though, but you forget that aspect, and you then try to then you only see I'm a speedrunner and they're not a speedrunner, right? And you only see that, but you don't see the big picture. And at the end of the day, let's all come together and let's all we all enjoy the same game, and that's super super awesome. Capcom is doing a fantastic job, so it's what a better time to be a Monster Hunter gamer, in my opinion, as in 2019, 2020, or 2018. It's fantastic, and we should all, you know, appreciate that. And yeah,
100%. No, that was well said, man. That was good.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm already like this situation. The thing is, Henry, he tried to solve this on Twitter. Yeah. And I really appreciate that he tried to help the situation. But it was really brave from him to try to do it on Twitter. Because you cannot...
Twitter's hard.
You cannot say that in a tweet. You don't have the amount of characters for Twitter to be able to say it appropriately. And then there will be people that misunderstand your tweet because it's not long enough. And it creates more problems, and more people get involved. And then some speedrunners are behaving very inappropriately, and we have to point them out. That's one more thing. We have to also, the speedrunners that are behaving totally fine. There's a lot of speedrunners that are totally cool and they know how to behave appropriately in the community. They have to point out those few toxic guys in this few toxic speedrunners, because there is a few guys, and I know those few names that are, and they have to point them out and not like join them. Be like, hey, we like. It's so stupid.
It's all right. It's also really hard with just with text to see what they're trying to say than with like video when they're explaining something, because you can see the emotion behind what they're saying. Definitely with text, I see that a lot on Twitter, is that people misinterpret what other people are saying, and then they blow it way out of proportion, and it just goes. It goes everywhere.
That's what happened. So that Henry even he pulled back the tweet, and now what's the situation? Nobody really said anything that completely fixed it. The situation is, in my opinion, completely solved. It's still kind of open, just nobody talks about it anymore, which kind of feels not satisfying to me. You know what I mean? I guess. I don't know.
I think so. I think, we'll see where things go from here. But in the end, like we're all playing the same game. We just enjoy it differently.
Yeah. That's, at the end of the day, that's cool.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We're all not the same. We are very similar, but we're still not 100% the same. We all enjoy the game however we want to.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Man.
That was heavy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's important. It's like, I think those podcasts are exactly what we need.
Yes.
To talk about this. Ideally, have a few more people on board, so like it gets more of a group dynamic, and you have more different points of views.
View. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, those podcasts are great because you have time to literally talk about it.
Yeah. So there was another situation that happened a while ago. I asked this with Jinxing Tune a while ago, if And I think it would only be fair if you were to say your point of view on your end, on what you thought was going on. I know it was cleared up. You guys talked about it in DMs, I think.
Yeah.
And
yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's so long ago.
But,
I already almost forgot.
No, yeah, so, exactly.
The whole thing started on Twitter where I think we made a longsword build video, Peppo and I. We suggested something, and that exact thing, that weapon that we suggested, I think they said in one of their videos, the name was Hellish Slasher of this longsword, and they called it Hellish Trasher.
Yeah.
So they said it was trash, pretty much, and like. First of all, it's not so nice towards us because they might have not seen the video. I don't know. But even in the comments, they could have seen easily that there was a connection to what we recommended like 2 weeks or a week before. It's not so nice towards a fellow creator if you literally trash talk something. Like, you don't have to praise it. No question about it. But don't literally say that is trash, full stop. At the same time, another creator just recommended that because it's not trash. It might not be the best weapon for every scenario, because there's rarely a weapon best thing for every scenario. There's multiple things in the game. All things have their existence for a purpose, and whatever it might be. This is why, like, if somebody with a big following, if you're trash talking something, it might have a really big negative impact. And I'm not sure if they were at the time that aware of that impact that they might have by saying this weapon is trash, because a lot of people watch their stuff, and if they say something is trash, and then people go online and somebody uses that stuff, people say, yo, your weapon is trash.
Yeah.
Why are you using this? And they take like that video as kind of to validate their opinion of literally telling another player, you are trash, you're using trash equipment. Not everybody does that, but there's a few people that watch that video. They would say something like that. That's why I try to avoid always saying that. I try to point out the good stuff. So I say, like, this weapon is great in this scenario, this weapon is great in this scenario, and I just don't talk about weapon C. If I say weapon A is great for that, weapon B is great for that, I just don't talk about weapon C at all. And I say weapon C is in this specific scenario, it might come a little bit below those two other weapons, but there might be other scenarios where you want to use it. So if you want, go ahead. That's how I would literally say it. And it's important to be aware of how you word these things, how you word negative stuff in your videos, because with the impact that it has on the community. And so on Twitter, then Peppo got really offended because we suggested that, and I kind of understand him that he got offended. I can definitely understand him. And because he got offended because of that, I think he did some sarcastic jokes, which they didn't find funny. And then I got DM'd, and I didn't reply instantly because I wanted to process the whole thing. I wanted to talk with Peppo before I replied to them. But they saw that there was this check mark on Twitter that I saw their message. But I didn't reply. And like 15 minutes after their message, and 15 minutes of the Twitter DM, me not replying, I don't know if I should talk about this, but like then they said okay, we take this as a clear like you going to war with us, something like that. I don't know the exact words.
Okay.
Which was obviously, at that point I didn't even do shit. Like I was completely overblown by the situation, and then tried to fix it. But I was also a bit like, first, trash talk what we recommend in the video, and it's not trash. This weapon is good for certain scenarios. You can craft it very early on. Again, the Hellish Slasher, back in the base game before updates came out, it was really good. And you could make it way before you could make the Gold Rathian Longsword, because the Gold Rathian Longsword was only available to Master Rank 70, whereas Hellish Slasher was way before. And so then we chatted back and forth a bit, and ultimately I think we kind of fixed the situation. So right now there's no problems anymore.
Yes.
And we're just we just leave each other alone a bit, I would say, which is totally fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was talking with them, they actually commented that they didn't realize that when you guys posted your video about Longsword, they posted theirs at the same time. Like, it was just like a weird, awkward situation where it kind of like you posted yours video first, and then they posted theirs like kind of
totally fine. I mean, they can recommend something else.
No. Yeah,
but at
I'm
the
not
point
saying
where
that.
You say,
no, I know.
But it's somewhere where you take one specific thing that somebody else recommends and you trash talk it. That's not a cool play.
No,
you know,
I understand.
In my opinion, but I mean that's what their channel is about. I think it's about math, so it's about
getting into detail. Yeah,
that's good and that's bad, but like still focus more on the good stuff, I guess, and focus less on pointing out the bad stuff. Even if it's fun, trash talking a weapon, being like, hey, hell is trash. It might sound funny, right? If you don't think about the consequences, it's super funny. Hell is trasher sounds fun. Don't disagree, but.
Yeah. But the effect
just
that
because
could
it's
have,
fun.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like for my position, I understand both points of views. It was a weird situation that happened, but I'm glad that it's all sorted right now.
Yeah, we're good. I mean, we're adults, so we're dealing with it, and we're not gonna bring this pointless issue up and literally bring negativity into the community because of that stuff. It's pointless. So.
Yeah, no. Exactly. So, yeah. Well, I think that covers pretty much everything that I have for questions that I have on here.
Awesome.
Thank you again so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. It was great talking to you. You're a great guy. Me. Yeah.
Yeah, you too, man. That's really cool. Yeah.
100%.
I gotta do this more often, man. Like, my English is really rusty. I gotta get into this more.
You just need someone to talk to that speaks English too. I get.
Yeah. Because I don't stream that much anymore recently, so that's really I can notice that. Streaming it like regularly 3, 4, 5 times a week. Bam, 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 bam. Dude, I'm fluent.
100%. I need to go to Sweden then if I really want to get fluent in language.
To Sweden? You have Swedish roots?
Yes, I'm half Swedish. My mother was born and raised in Sweden.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. You look a bit Swedish though. Yeah, so that's now you say it.
Yeah, I have a little bit. I
like a little Viking. You're like Eric's brother.
Hey. 100%. Yeah, I'm a little okay-ish with the language. I can speak a little bit, but I really want to get it down because I love the Swedish language. I think it's really nice.
Cool, yeah.
100%.
Sweden is cool. We were there last year.
Yeah, I heard about that. Was it competing or?
Yes, ESA, European Speedrunners Assembly, and yeah, it's just like like GDQ. But the European version of it.
Oh.
And yeah, so Monster Hunter is like a game that was never before at any of those speedrun marathons. They were always like more like retro games, and maybe in stuff like Sekiro and stuff like that nowadays. But Monster Hunter wasn't really part of that before, because most of those speedruns are always like called any %. So you play from A to Z. From beginning to end of the game. And Monster Hunter, you usually speedrun single quests and not the entire storyline. So, yeah. But that was pretty cool. So we brought kind of the Monster Hunter community into this speedrunning scene a bit. And yeah, for a good cause. We raised some money for Alzheimer.
I think it was something like that. I'm not sure.
I think it was called something with Alzheimer. But it was a good cause. So it was fun.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Sweden, man.
Yeah.
Malmö.
Yeah. I have family out in Malmö.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to correctly translate it for English.
The Swedish pronunciation of the nice.
Yeah. I could pronounce pretty well, I think. Have you been to Stockholm?
No. Malmö was the only... Well, we actually flew to... we landed in Copenhagen.
Mm-hmm.
And then we took the train over to Malmö, so we were just there, nowhere else in Sweden.
Oh, nice! It's really beautiful.
Maybe
there.
Get back at some point.
100%, dude. I really want to see. I miss my family up there, so I'm definitely going to be going up there, for sure.
Are they in Stockholm?
Majority of my family members in Sweden live in Malmö.
Oh, really? They live there?
Yeah. That's why I was just like,
That's
oh,
cool.
Malmo.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. It was great because like my where my grandmother used to live, she lived like 2 blocks away from the beach. So it was literally just like every morning I just went over to the beach and kind of just walked in and went for a swim, and it was super nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah,
man.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. It was very awesome talking with you. If
That's cool.
If you want to plug yourself, feel free and go for it.
Yes, guys, if you want to follow me, TDS_Chris on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram.
Nice. I can even link your YouTube and your...
And YouTube. Yeah. Team Darkside.
Nice. I love the shirt. And then, what was it? Was it Chinese?
In case for those few Chinese guys watching right now, guys, here on YouTube,
I don't know.
you can find us on Bilibili / and actually there's no link. There's just a random number. They don't have those custom URLs.
Oh, okay.
Just Team Darkside on Bilibili, I guess.
I can link that as well to have people like take a look at it if they're interested in seeing what it's all about. I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's really cool that you have.
Like, yeah, surely. I mean, if you want to check it out. Yeah.
100%. But I really do appreciate it, bud. Thank you again.
Thank you. Yep.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.